want to introduce our very special guest this morning. We are delighted to have with us Alex White, TD, Minister for Primary Care, and also with responsibility for National Drug Strategy. Alex is a very old friend of mine and has been a very great friend to Saol over the last 10 years. He was on our board for a long period, and whenever we needed advice, and Saol, believe it or not, has been through some pretty hard times where we needed good advice, Alex was the man who gave it to us. It was always impeccable, it was always the right sort. He's a very wise person. We are thrilled that one of our former board members is now a Minister of State. In very hard times when it's difficult to deliver resources, but I have every faith that Alex is going to do his very best in terms of particularly the primary care strategy, also of the national drug strategy. Alex has been able to stay with us for a little bit of time this morning, so he's been able to see the history lesson and play. I think he's been very impressed by both. He will say a few words to you now, and then he's going to be presenting your scrolls to you for your fantastic information. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much, Karina, for that introduction, and I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for the invitation, Gary, and to the members of the such as Saol, board members, and all of you for inviting me here this morning. It's great to be here as well on this important day, and I'm delighted to be able to celebrate with you this really important day, important event every year, International Women's Day, and then have the opportunity to present the impact certificates, which I'm thrilled to be able to do, as Katrina mentioned. Again, I want to thank Gary Broderick, Director here at Saol. As Katrina mentioned, and the previous board member of Saol, was honoured and privileged to be able to make some very small contribution, I have to say, to the work of this terrific organisation. I don't know how useful lawyers are. From time to time they are, I suppose, but by and large they're not really that useful. But it was good to get an opportunity to use whatever skills and I hope with the notion of wisdom, but whatever contribution that I could make, I'd like to be able to make that. I hope to be able to continue to help and support the work that you do here in this community and this part of Dublin, this part of our country, into the future in a different kind of way. As Katrina mentioned, now as a Minister of State in the Department of Health, that's a somewhat different job to what to the relationship that I had with you previously. But I hope that we have a fruitful relationship. We will, and I certainly want to be able to help and assist and support you in your work as much as I possibly can. And it has been fantastic to be here for the last little while to witness and to enjoy the incredible talent. It's been a really memorable half hour just to see and to enjoy the dramatic interludes that we've had up here. And I want to just congratulate again and add my voice to what's been said about the really amazing talent that we've seen here this morning. I hope we get an opportunity in the future to see you again, whether on this stage here or another stage. It's terrific enjoyment and very powerful expression as well of the themes that were being touched on. I think that's important to say. Also, I should say, those of you who were up here at the beginning, just doing that introduction to International Women's Day and what it has meant historically, I want to congratulate you too for coming up and for what you said, however long or short it was. It's not that easy. Sometimes those of us who do this for a living make it look easy. When you close addressing groups, but it is a daunting thing to come up and to do that and to engage in that sort of self-expression. I want to congratulate each and every one of the people who came up here at the start. I think they did a terrific job putting us in the picture, as it were, in relation to this week. As I said, International Women's Day has a really proud, long and proud history, as was explained to us. I think it's really fitting that you chose to celebrate the day through poetry, song and drama, which are in many ways the best way to express an idea and an achievement that lies behind, and the challenge very often that lies behind International Women's Day. And I know that Katrina and Gary that you've had quite a number of events during the week leading up to today, and that's been so you've made it not just a day but a whole week, and that makes a lot of sense. The key events was entitled, as I understand it, "It's Time to Talk," and that was the theme that was coming out in the presentations earlier. And it is so very important, critically important, for all of us for our health and well-being, physical and mental, that we do talk about our problems with someone others can understand and maybe we can help, even by listening. And I think it's especially true when it comes to the stresses and strains of trying to overcome addiction. And I'm sure that participants throughout the work that Saol does, and the with Saol and in Saol, have found that approach of sharing difficulties and talking about one's experiences. The official UN theme for this year's International Women's Day is "A promise is a promise." Time for action to end violence against women. It's a theme that I wholeheartedly support and endorse. I'm sure everybody here does. And I think it's important that I should note that Saol, and one thing that I remember and always, regarded very highly in relation to the work of Saol, the track record that you have in focusing on the issue of violence against women, domestic violence, and the programs that you put in place dealing with this issue and addressing this issue have always been very impressive to me. The relationship between addiction and domestic violence is a complex one, and I think that the work that Saol does is really trailblazing in that regard, really important, innovative work, and I think it's something that can be followed and should be followed by others, because it's one of the things that makes Saol really stand out in my experience and point to what I would call